MetaGame with Only Black Mage, and we're back with another segment of Batman Arkham Asylum, in which we'll be covering how to obtain all 240 of the Riddler's riddles. This time we're going to be covering the Intensive Treatment Center, which most of you will be going through. Obviously, is the first building that you go through in story mode, but you'll be re-returning there at least 2 more times. Now, the fastest way of re-entering there is going up through Arkham North, going up this guard tower, pulling out your Bat Zipline, which you get much later in the game, zipping over, and going through the roof. Now, one thing to note is in order to get everything in this section, what you're going to need is the Cryptographic Sequencer with Amplifier to get extra range. You're going to need the Zipline, obviously, to enter the building, and you're going to need the Batclaw, and of course explosives. So you can still get most of the things, but you won't be able to get everything. As you saw there, I went through the small vents upon entering the building, went through the side room, and jumped down and hopped down to get the first trophy. Popping out through the vents, it's going to get us to the lobby area. And most of you probably already obtained that portrait over there of the Warden Sharp, but we're still not going to count it just yet. Just even though you mandatorily got it during story mode, we're not going to assume anything with this after all. Okay, so walk upstairs inside the middle guard center. I guess turn around there. Yep. And you'll see the first audio recording. Now keep detective mode on. You'll notice beneath that far air vent there's going to be a strange little dot. What you have to do is that's actually the period to this question mark here. First of many riddles. Yep. Alright. Moving out. This is towards the portrait of Warden Sharp that you already would have gotten during story mode, so let's go ahead and count it now. There's a trio of Joker tree right there. Okay, now we're going to go to cell lock transfer. Around this time, well, there's a trophy that we're going to get in just a minute, but around this time you're going to hear, during story mode, a radio start playing, giving you a news update. Just run towards that radio over here in the locker area, zoom in, and the Riddler is actually focusing on Jack Ryder, the name itself. It's a little sensitive. There we go. Now we can go back and get that other Riddler trophy. Jack Ryder, a guy who pretty much helps you beat the entire game, actually. Run a little bit of the way back, up the stairs, and you're going to notice an explosive wall that we can just go ahead and detonate there. And grab that trophy quick and easy. That's where I am now. I'm going to try to do a better job of making sure I highlight the positions of where I am, so that way, in case you guys aren't familiar with the locations or landmarks, you still know where I am. Okay, so after going to the lobby, we're going to go down to cell block transfer. Alright, soon upon entering, make an immediate right. Wheel up. Go ahead and take out your sequencer. At this point, it's probably a good idea to have gotten the upgrade in which it makes it easier to decode these things, just to make things faster. Alright, we're in a small guard office here, and what you're going to do is focus on this little picture portrait right here on the desk. Zoom in. Well, it won't let me view there. You actually have to zoom in and focus on the family there. Run down the corridor a little bit. At this point, you're going to need the sequencer with the amplified range because you'll notice that the panel to unlock it is on the far side of the electronic door. So whip out your Bat PSP, start toggling. Just take a left, you'll notice immediately on the guard panel there's going to be another audio recording. Let's just pick it up, yep. Now we're going to enter the very tiresome secure transit. Let's go ahead and get rid of those Joker teeth there. There's a guard door that we're going to go in just a second, but since we have to come back upwards anyway, just go ahead and jump down all the way to the bottom. Where am I? This place is easy to get lost in, actually. Run around. We're going to actually see this a lot, and I'm going to guide you through as if we're climbing upwards in one fell swoop, so that way you're hopefully not like me on my first attempt and having to go up and down this elevator shaft repeatedly, which is a very tiresome process. So jump down the next floor. This would be where you're probably going to go to the alternate entrance to Killer Croc's lair. Go up into the guard booth on this level. Zoom in, and that's the Riddler map, which will be unfortunately not that helpful in this area because it shows you the relative location, but it doesn't show you in 3 dimensions if you're below or above it. So, bat grapple up. And even though we're not technically going to tackle the transfer loop just yet, there are 3 Joker teeth that are right next to the secure transit, so we might as well just run in here and pick them up. There's 1, 2, and 3. A good tip to note that when you're playing through intensive treatment the first time, when you're first doing story mode, I find in hindsight that as I play through the game, the upgrades you should really be focusing on, especially if you're playing hard mode, is first, armor, second, battering upgrades, and, especially, 2 or 3 batarangs. It's very, very helpful. And 3, definitely anything with a combo multiplier. Combo multipliers are pretty much everything. They help you level up faster, so health, batarangs, and combos. That's pretty much your lifeblood in this game. So jump down the elevator shaft one more time, only this time, look up. You're going to see a small shaft that you can just grapple up into. Is that way? No, it's just an empty room. Go down the illuminated red shaft. And you're going to see Scarecrow's hidden lair. It's actually a very interesting room, but just focus on the wall over there to solve the riddle. Alright, stay tuned for part 2, in which you continue getting everything in this level.